Tonight, Charlotte's top cop says he wants more officers on the streets.
That word comes after what appears to be a violent start to 2015. There have been 6 homicides so far this year. In the last hour, we have learned the name of the latest victim. William Allen III died after a shooting last night on Wallace Road in East Charlotte. Detectives are asking any witnesses to call Crime Stoppers at 704-334-1600. New stats from CMPD show Charlotte had the fewest number of homicides last year since the department started keeping records in 1977. There were 42. That's compared to 53 in 2013. Overall crime, property crime increased slightly, while violent crime dropped less than 1%. Reported rapes fell almost 2%. WCCB Charlotte's Courtney Francisco spoke with Chief Rodney Monroe about tactics to stop crime.
And she is live at CMPD headquarters in Uptown Charlotte tonight with more on his plans.
Morgan, the chief went into detail about how his teams were able to slow crime last year. And I went to one neighborhood in particular where people say they lived in fear for years. Here's how they're doing now.
An active community that's growing.
40 years Doris Edwards has lived in Hidden Valley, and a stroll, she says, hasn't always been safe.
That was very scary because we didn't know when we might come outside and run into a criminal or run into somebody shooting guns.
But last year that changed. Violence slowed. Exactly what officers applauded Wednesday when Chief Rodney Monroe announced crimes across the city. Larcenies, assaults, burglaries, murders were down last year. But Chief Monroe acknowledged this year has started off violent with 6 homicides in 21 days.
We're, 100+% up.
His tactic, he says, will be much like the one used in Hidden Valley where Edwards lives. CMPD used an injunction to clamp down on the Hidden Valley Kings gang, arresting them if they were caught gathering in groups on the streets.
And explain to them that we're watching them. At the same time, we look to provide services to them, whether it's mental health services, whether it's alcohol and drug abuse, or whether it's opportunities for them to really turn their lives around.
His teams, he says, need communities to hold meetings with officers and talk about how to stop crimes, just like Edwards did in Hidden Valley. I'm here on Reagan Drive, less than a mile from Edwards' home. It sits in the heart of Hidden Valley. She says while crime has gone down on her block, around here it continues. Police will target this area in 2015. Edwards hopes it has the same impact.
We're not afraid, to get shot.
The chief also explained the biggest problem crime in Charlotte is larceny, with more than 22,000 in 2014. That's up more than 700 compared to 2013. Reporting live in Uptown, Courtney Francisco, WCCB News.